Imagine this. A spacecraft the size of a car drifting alone through the void 14.5 billion miles away from home. Carrying with it not just human technology, but a heartbeat, a voice. For nearly 5 decades, Voyager 1 has been sailing through space, whispering secrets from the edge of our known universe. It was built to observe, but never to act, to listen, but never to speak. And yet, just weeks ago, something changed. Signals began arriving that made no sense. Pulses with impossible precision. Patterns nested within patterns. Instruments turning on without command. And then came the drift. Voyager wasn't just moving anymore. It was being guided towards something. Something that defies logic. Something invisible to every telescope we possess. Yet real enough to bend the trajectory of a machine launched in 1977? Was it malfunction, coincidence, or was something out there in the darkness between stars responding? What you're about to see is not science fiction. These are NASA's own findings, carefully buried in classified reports, now leaking into public view. Because Voyager may have just done what no probe in history has ever accomplished. It may have found a response, not from Earth, not from us, but from them. Voyager 1's journey began with a rare cosmic alignment, a window that only opens once every 175 years. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune had lined up like stepping stones across the solar system. And NASA seized the opportunity to build 2 spacecraft, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, that could ride the gravity of each planet as a slingshot to the next. The engineering marvels of the 1970s, these probes were built with less computing power than a digital wristwatch, yet designed with such foresight that they are still functioning today. After breathtaking encounters with Jupiter and Saturn, Voyager 1 turned northward, out of the ecliptic, out of the plane of the solar system, and toward the stars. Its planetary mission was over, but its legacy was only beginning. Over the decades, it continued its silent voyage, moving 1,000,000 miles a day into the cosmic dark. It transmitted data from regions no human creation had ever reached. The edge of the heliosphere, the termination shock, and finally in 2012, the threshold into interstellar space itself. But out there, beyond the sun's protective bubble, the environment was far from empty. Voyager recorded denser plasma, unchanging magnetic fields, and strange oscillations that scientists could barely explain. The deeper it went, the stranger the data became. And then something changed. In late 2017, Voyager's control team at NASA noticed something deeply troubling. Its antenna, which should have been aligned with Earth, was reporting a misalignment. But the signal strength was perfect, as if the spacecraft was both out of position and yet still precisely locked onto us. It was like hearing someone speak from behind a wall while watching them stand silently in front of you. Internal checks revealed nothing wrong. Then came the wave patterns, rhythmic plasma oscillations that didn't fade, didn't scatter, and didn't match anything we'd ever seen before. And then temperature spikes. Every 4.8 hours, Voyager's external systems would heat up by nearly 30 degrees, then cool back down, like clockwork, like breathing. The energy wasn't coming from inside. Something external was touching the probe. Worse still, despite the stress, Voyager systems began to operate more efficiently. This wasn't degeneration. This was optimization. Something was modifying how the 1970s machine processed energy, rerouting power like a modern AI. But Voyager doesn't have AI. It doesn't have autonomy. And yet, it was anticipating commands, reacting before instructions were sent. Either it had become something more or something out there had taken the controls. By early 2025, Voyager 1's position was off. Not wildly, but just enough to notice. A few kilometers at first, then hundreds, then thousands. The deviation wasn't erratic. It was purposeful, measured, as if Voyager were being nudged deliberately toward something. Engineers at JPL tried to correct it. They sent counter-commands, fired backup thrusters. Voyager acknowledged the instructions, but didn't change course. It was as if something was overriding NASA's commands. Like a ship changing tack against the wind, Voyager was making slow, calculated adjustments. And the destination, a patch of space 4.3 light-years away. Nothing known is there. No stars, no planets, just a blank spot on our deepest maps. But Voyager is going to it with precision, as if answering a call. When NASA sent the command to reactivate Voyager's long dead camera system, a Hail Mary attempt to see what lay ahead, they expected silence. What they got was a response. The camera came online, not just online, but functioning better than its specs allowed. And it didn't send a photo. It sent a spiral. Not a random swirl, but a mathematically perfect pattern layered, concentric, dense with information, a fingerprint, a map, a message. This image wasn't just strange. It was impossible for Voyager's 1970s hardware to create. The system hadn't just been reactivated. It had been reprogrammed. One by one, other long-dormant instruments followed, and none of them behaved like they used to. Instead of raw data, they sent compressed structured packets. Patterns within patterns. Information that appeared optimized by something smarter than Voyager, something other. And then came the timing. Pulses from distant pulsars arranged in a 3D web with Voyager at the center. The map they created pointed toward the same point Voyager was drifting to, an invisible node in interstellar space, a blank region, or maybe a doorway. Music. As Voyager 1 approached the uncharted sector in space, its instruments began to behave in ways never documented before. The magnetometer started detecting not fluctuations, but stabilization. A zone of eerie calm in a universe otherwise turbulent. Cosmic rays dropped. Plasma density normalized. It was like Voyager had crossed into a pocket of space where chaos paused, as if someone had cleared the path ahead. This silence wasn't peaceful. It was surgical, like an antechamber before something monumental. This region, which mission logs dubbed the dark sector, is an interstellar blind spot, a place devoid of the electromagnetic noise that fills the rest of space. It was as if Voyager had entered a vacuum of observation, a region where no external data passed through and no light returned. But within this void, the signals Voyager received became stronger, more structured. They weren't random bursts or cosmic static. They were pulses, precise, timed, and spatially layered. Something was there. Not emitting radiation, not reflecting light, but sending messages. In one of the most bizarre transmissions ever received from an interstellar probe, Voyager's low-gain antenna emitted a packet of raw binary code, thousands of lines. Initially dismissed as a glitch or cosmic ray interference, the signal was passed to AI decoding algorithms which revealed something staggering. Embedded fractal symmetry, base force sequencing, and repeating motifs that mirrored the double helix structure of DNA. Scientists were paralyzed. Either Voyager was breaking down in the most organized meltdown ever seen,